When one lolly fails, the other comes to the rescue.
7K dreamer please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at Mythical Awakened Skuld in Arena. I'm gonna start off with the match immediately, and as you can see, this is my team. I'm actually using the Shane team as well, but I've actually taken out Chris. Okay, because I feel that he was moving too much and I just wanted to make a proper team such that Skuld will actually move more and I need my Shane to counter for sure. And yeah, this was the sacrifice I did. And it actually went pretty well for a couple of matches, so I was quite pleased. We'll be looking at Skuld's equipments first. Okay, I'm just gonna talk as you watch this video, because I have to say that my Skuld doesn't really move that much. So it took me a really long time to find a proper match where I can, even comment about. So for her weapons, I've actually given her crit weapons because she does have the chance to silence enemies, and to boost that debuff casting chance, you can actually give her crit weapons, myth crit weapons to be exact, which actually increases your debuff cast rate. So this makes her more likely to silence enemies, which can be very useful when she uses her skill. And the silence actually comes from her top skill. That's the one that also has 30% chance more to crit. So coupled with your weapons, that skill is basically almost 100% chance to crit, unless the opponent blocks. So as you can see, even up till this point, she has not moved. And I think it is actually an okay thing. Yeah, you don't really need her to move because I would rather my Noah be doing all the fixed damage on the enemy team, which will really help the entire team because Noah is the one that is gonna butcher the enemies pretty hard, and then Skuld, being a very heavy damage dealer, which you will see later on, can clean up very easily. So at the same time here, you can see that my Shane is actually countering a lot, and I've given her the Isabel's Illusion, which gives her the chance to attack twice on her basic attack. I don't have the one at level 5, so it is still pretty inadequate, but at level 5, if she's able to attack twice and always have that guaranteed effect attack, I think it's super devastating. As you can see right here, she kills off Freya very quickly. So Shane is also a very important hero in the team right now. Who knows what's going to happen to her, but till then, she's the one that will be helping you to get rid of all the key heroes, key enemies who are doing their attacks. Okay, one by one at a time. I think the debuff cast rate was just not there. And she's gonna use her Awaken skill here. Her Awaken skill is super painful. Look at that damage. It's insane. It does 400% to 3 enemies, ignores 60% defense, and also reduces their defense by 30% for 4 turns. And it also has increased lethal rate of 50% if you actually activated her exclusive item. Okay, and I know she's dead now. I'm just gonna talk through this. So the armor I've given her is actually HP and block. You can actually give her double HP. I think it's totally fine, but I think block is pretty handy now, and I do see an increased possibility that more heroes are gonna use full block or still this hybrid combination, because there will be a lot of Skulds in the meta in future probably. I haven't really seen many people use her. Okay, but if in the event that she does become more popular, she's gonna be critting a lot. The block is gonna be super helpful against other enemy Skulds. Okay, so we're gonna just proceed on to the second match and hopefully see where Skuld comes in. I think she also comes in pretty much in the middle and at the end. Okay, in the front is still basically Noah trying to hit down on the enemies with her fixed damage attacks, which is of course very helpful. For my Skuld's jewels, I've actually given her crit rate, crit damage, and increased awakening gauge. The reason why I've given her these is really to boost her damage capabilities. I'm still not too sure what are the best jewels for her, because when I was making this video, there are not a lot of people using her, so this is what I just went with: crit rate, crit damage to really pump up her damage. Of course, if the opponent has very high block rate, this part is a bit negligible because it totally gets walled. And of course, increase awakening gauge because you really want her to use her awakening skill. It's super painful even with block. Okay, even against enemies block, it's very painful. And if you just saw a little earlier just now, you saw how much damage my Shane did to the enemy Freya. That is why Shane is important. And here Skuld is going to use her silent skill again. The top skill really doesn't do too much damage, okay, compared to the bottom skill and her awaken skill, but that's totally fine. And Shane kills off Freya right here. Very effective with her effect attacks. My Noah dies, so it's all up to Skuld now as the main damage dealer, because my Shane probably won't last that long either, but she's doing a very good job countering every single hero that is throwing attacks at her, which is totally meant to happen. So here comes her awaken skill again, and this was the clip you saw in the opening. Heavy damage. Very powerful, okay. It's kind of surprising and ironic that she has such a powerful damage multiplier. For her accessory, I've given her Willful Ring and the Gallidus Madness. Gallidus Madness allows you to inflict 5,000 fixed damage with every skill. Mine is not at level 5 yet, so at level 5 it will be even more painful. Willful Ring is super important because it allows her to have 1.5 times of her HP, allows her to be sustained on the field because that's what you really want. Willful Ring is basically the must-have for every single arena hero right now. In case you guys are still thinking which one is better, without a doubt the Willful Ring is gonna be your go-to accessory base, okay? For her traits, I've given her Death Resist because Chris is still around. And then I've given her crit rate as well and increased damage down on defensive heroes. This allows her to hit Evan and Caesar even harder. So she's using her skill again, the top skill. If you saw just now, it actually procced with the fixed damage, so that was very helpful against Evan. This is the first time you're seeing her bottom skill here. It's the one that does 300% damage, and if you unlock her exclusive item, it ignores 50% defense. So it's also a very hard hitting skill against tank units. And she has died here, but it's okay. So back to her traits, like I said, Death Resist, crit rate and increased defense, increased damage down on defensive heroes. This is really targeted at Mythical Evan and Caesar. So crit rate again is ready to amp up her crit rate. Maybe I've given her too much crit rate. I may need to adjust that, but just look at your Skuld and see whether it is necessary for you to actually, give her so much crit. And moving on into the third match now, we will be seeing more of Skuld, I think, in this match. This match is particularly interesting, okay. I'm gonna leave it to run for the whole duration without speeding up. It's very interesting because my Shane actually did a very good job later on. Okay, so for Fighter Soul, for my Skuld, I've given her the 1 to 5 target, increased damage, and as well as the skill cooldown and the increased damage on Universal. And I realized she loves to use her top skill, which doesn't do much, and in this case, of course, it did silence some of the enemies, which is good, but it doesn't really do that much damage, so I would love if she used her bottom skill more. However, her top skill actually hits 5 targets, so that is the kind of the balance that they have given her. So you can see her awaken skill is already ready, and that's very good because it's still pretty early in the match, I would say. Only 8 minutes 30 seconds and still at turn 6, so that's okay. And my Noah has hardly moved over here. And unfortunately, they killed my Scissors Awaken skill to go first, and they're just neglecting her Awaken skill, so I really hope she will go next. Okay, so in this case, you can see again her Awaken skill does pretty good damage. It is actually very good damage because if you think about it, her multipliers are in percentages, which means they are affected by a lot of factors, unlike fixed damage, which is, you know, a standard amount. The key here is that she ignores 60% defense, and I think that is the deal breaker for her because that's what makes her really powerful. And I just have to say, Shane is doing a fantastic job in this match as well. Okay, she got pushed to the back due to Scissors Awaken skill. Just look at this. She basically guarantees a kill, okay, without a doubt. All I'm hoping now is by Noah, she needs to transform. She hasn't even transformed. This is considered really late. Okay, so now she's transforming and that's good. Hopefully she will be able to land a hit at least before she dies. And there she goes. It's kind of bad that Shane is pushed to the back because less attacks will target her and she cannot counter as much. So yeah, that is kind of the reason why people use her in front. And this team is actually using Wukong, who is someone that we haven't seen in a while. I haven't really seen many Wukongs being used in Arena these days. But here we have an Wukong and he is actually still annoying, still strong, to the point where I can't remember if he has revived. And Shane actually targeted Chris when Chris was on his so-called zombie state, and that is the worst part that can happen because basically it does nothing at all. That is the most wasted skill, wasted turn that happened. Skuld uses her bottom skill here. Decent damage. It was completely blocked because of the 3 tankier heroes on that side of the field. Thankfully, Noah is able to come in with the fixed damage. Otherwise, we're gonna have a lot of problem. And I just realized that my Skuld has died. And Shane over here countered and did the kamikaze. Killed off the enemy Evan as well as herself with Reflect. So good job to Shane, she did her job really well in this match. Now we're down to Noah and Evan. And this was really tight. Okay, this was super tight. So I thought that I killed the Sun Wukong and he revived with full health. I thought this was over. I really thought this was over. Because my Noah is dying, my Evan is also low on health, Wukong is at full health, mind you. Thankfully, Noah is able to land this hit. Even though it just halves Wukong's HP, I think it's good enough. And Wukong just had to come in with a chain attack on me right at this point. So deliberate. So our HP values are very close. Thankfully, the vigor that I have on my Evan actually healed him by 4000 HP, and that is a lot considering, you know, the match. Wukong doesn't really do that much with his basic attacks. So yeah, so 4000 when he healed up was important right there. So vigor is a very good accessory you can put on Evan. And at this point, Wukong basically killed himself to Reflect, and I won. So yep, that was 3 matches. I hope that by telling you and explaining about her build, you guys have a better idea and you guys saw how much damage she can do. So is she very game breaking? I would say not really, because you can still rely on other units. Hope you enjoyed this video. Do give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much and see you.